Well, going on from douche nozzles that suck and ruin snowboarding, we got to talk about freaking folk hero Steve Klassen, the owner of Wave Rave Snowboards in Mammoth. His run at the Verbier Extreme World Freeride Tour, he won 6 months after having his hip replaced. He took a line that guys 20 years younger than him wouldn't take.
Yeah.
Like, that first cliff that he drops is so freaking... Did you see the run? You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right? Yeah, that first cliff. And they were talking... If you listen to the commentator, he's like, Steve's dropped this before, but, it's been a couple decades. And no one mentions that he had a hip replacement. Like, I found that out after the fact, and that's why I wanted to talk about this. Like, Steve's been in snowboarding forever. Like, he's kind of had a loose pro model with Arbor.
Yeah.
Like, because he did the steep water and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's got a good history in snowboarding. Wave Rave is one of those quintessential shops in snowboarding. They're like the biggest shop in Mammoth. They've been there, I think, since like 88 or 89, something like that. Like, they're coming up on like 30 years. He's 54 years old and dropped a cliff like guys that were like, are big.
That's something that major pros will look twice at.
Like Victor Delarue, Zav's little brother, was like, I wouldn't hit that.
Yeah.
And Steve just like was like, just kept on going.
Right.
And the best part was like he'd hit these wind lips and throw little 360s, and it was just so funny because you could tell he was just like, I don't care, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
He just having fun in that run. And to know that he had hip replacement, and right now, like, there's some really sketchy shit going on with like hip replacements and like how they tend to blow out, and they're not technically FDA approved, they're FDA regulated or whatever. There's like there's one underneath FDA approved, which means like they've looked at it but they haven't stamped their seal on it, and they're selling them in the market. Like, I guarantee you he's probably got like a really solid hip replacement, but that's still some burly ass shit, which gives hope for me because I'm probably gonna have to have all my joints replaced.
Yeah, probably.
But 54 years old.
To do that at 54 years old, period, is intense.
And
he's doing it with a fake hip.
Yeah. Like, amazing. Like that's a folk hero status right there. Like that should give any of you older guys that think you're losing your mojo or like your glory days are behind you, that should give you something to aspire to. Like, he's not technically a professional rider.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an everyman that lives in a ski resort. He's the rad dad. I mean, he's that guy. Yeah, he lives in Mammoth. He's got some really good terrain to ride, but he went and did it with a hip replacement. Like, for any of you guys that make excuses about, oh, this injury is holding me back or that, you should look at Steve, and he should be your idol. So for that, I mean, he's a bamf. He's a badass motherfucker.
Raise your glass to Steve tonight.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I think we're going to leave off on this podcast. You got anything to talk about?
Should we pose the Air Blaster question? The Ninja Suit question?
Oh, yes, actually. We're going to pose this question for Kevin's coworker, our friend Austin. We want to get him on here at some point. Yeah. But, Kevin, I'm going to let you do this one.
So we were talking one day in the shop, and we're also a bike shop, and so to kind of give this a little bit of a backstory, when you're going to buy bike shorts, the padded shorts, you don't wear anything underneath them. It gets in the way, it causes problems, blah, blah, blah. Well, we got talking about the Air Blaster Ninja Suit the other day, and Austin is convinced that you're not supposed to wear anything under your Ninja Suit. You're just supposed to go Ninja Suit, outerwear, that's it. Nothing underneath. Just free ball it in the Ninja Suit. And so we all we think he's a psychopath for that, really.
But he thinks we're all psychopaths.
He thinks we're all psychopaths for wearing something under the Ninja Suit, for wearing boxers, briefs, whatever your preference is. Your thong, your
banana hammock,
your Bruno thing,
your bow rat,
So we want to hear from you guys. This is your participation award for the podcast and listening to this segment. Do you wear stuff under your base layers? Or is it just skin base layer? Or do you wear something underneath it?
Specifically
ninja suits, because that's the mode of topic. I mean, even regular base layers, I still wear something underneath it. But I like the control. So, do you wear undergarments under your ninja suit? Let's hear from you.
Yeah,
we want to know.
This is going to answer the question for Austin.
Yeah, this will really lay it down for Austin and just solidify the fact that he is definitely a psychopath.
Oh, I'm not a doubt in my mind he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But that's where we're going to finalize the podcast. We are going to be taking questions for the 20 question podcast, so you can always just email them over to info@angrysnowboarder.com.
Come up with some good shit for us.
Come up with some good questions for us. Make sure in the headliner there, headline, header, whatever it is, there in the byline, just make sure 20 questions podcast or something, so I know
so we know why you're
emailing me, so I don't just answer the question.
Yeah.
But we want to do a whole podcast, 20 questions, plus the Angry Snowboarder VIP poll question, and we'll probably have a few other questions from those guys. Mm-hmm. We want to do a deep dive question, stuff that's going to make us think, kind of like when we did the camber profile discussion in the last podcast, things like that. We want to do that. This is going to be something that's separate from the usual podcast. This is all questions. You can ask us questions about ourselves, like things that we do, stuff like that. Yep. Unless you're Alan Russell and you keep asking about Kevin's pant size, which is really creepy.
Yeah, I don't want to answer that.
He sent me a photo of his new basement. He's like, this is where Kevin will live.
No.
This is why I can't take Kevin to Utah anymore.
No, I can't go to Utah now. Thanks.
Kevin's going to get abducted by our super fan, which
but
still not the creepiest super fan that I've ever had. Like James Allen Davis in Illinois or Iowa or some one of those fucking flyover states. That guy seriously wanted to Buffalo Bill me. There's not a doubt in my mind. He wanted to turn me into a skin suit and wear me. That was creepy. But anyways, so 20 questions podcast. Be sure about that. Hopefully you guys are listening to this on Podbean, Stitcher, maybe iTunes, maybe. We're on Google Play. I know that. Yeah. Hopefully on Spotify, because I have registered for that twice now. So might do that again. Get us on Spotify. Hopefully you're listening to us. If you're not, you're checking out these segments on YouTube. Either way, remember to subscribe to us, whether it's audio or visual. You can do that on YouTube. Remember to click the bell on YouTube so you get the notifications. Especially if you're new here. But if you really want to support us and you want to see us just grow what we're doing over here, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you so much more here. I've got a video that explains it. I'm actually about to redo that video over there. We're trying to launch some bigger stuff. Like, we're really upset with the current state of snowboard media. A lot of people treat it like a seasonal thing. We're here 24/7, 365. I try to answer all your guys' questions. We try to engage with you. I try to have at least 3 videos a week on YouTube. We try to do that. August 15th, we will have our videos. And unlike last time when I promised that I would have videos in August, I have uploaded them to YouTube. They are parked. They are safe. I have 3 backups. 3 backups of all the content. So, albeit unless a meteorite or this house burns to the ground, I will have the content for you. So August 15th, I will try to do a live stream that day as well, like a premiere on YouTube for that. We're going to do that. We'll be back next month with another podcast. Kevin and I will talk different topics. If there is a topic you want, don't hesitate to send that over in one of our social media platforms or emails or anything like that. We're always looking for stuff to talk about. And, we will take some questions in the next month's podcast. Is there anything else I'm missing over here, Kevin?
I think that covers it.
Also, if you're listening to this on audio, let me know what you think about the intro music I composed for this. I'd be really curious to see.
Be candid. Be as candid as we would be.
Yeah, just tell me if it sucks. I mean, this is, I felt it was better than just chopping up 80s hair metal and using them for intros with subtle hints to what we talked about. I thought I would just try to make like an actual intro sting, so it's like a 30-second song. But this is something I do to clear my head as I've started doing that. And if you actually like synthwave or outrun music, feel free to reach out to me and maybe you can talk to me and give me some pointers on how to make better music, because I'm fucking atrocious. I tried to do the Stranger Things theme song. Whatever tutorial I had, I fucked that up so bad. I don't know if it was the wrong octave or the wrong tempo, but it's fucking brutal. But I tell you what, if I get more than 20 comments saying you want to hear my version of that, I will upload it to YouTube for you so you guys can listen to how bad it is. Because it was my first time making synthwave music. It took me 3 hours to make that, and I did it. 3 hours to make a 1-minute song, like over there just fucking hitting keys and dragging shit, like plugging things in. I'm fucking atrocious at making music. Probably because I'm legally deaf too.
That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, anyways, we'll see you guys or talk to you guys or do something to you guys in another video, another podcast. Thanks for all the support. And hopefully, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're snowboarding.
Yep.